Good evening, everyone. Well, people say you have to prepare for your speech. But if you were in the pub, and we are in the pub, and someone asked you to talk about yourself, would you be able to do it? Yeah. You would be just talking about yourself. You would be telling your story. So I guess it isn't that difficult, if we put it that way. It's all about perspective. Anyway, in March this year, I turned 50. Thank you. So many people are afraid of getting older. And we all know that there are many of those who can afford it who would subject themselves to extreme pain just in order to stay attractive, whatever that means. But me, I wear my 50 badge with pride. And why wouldn't I? It's taken me half a century. That's a long, long, long time to get here. And it's been an interesting and, I must say, challenging journey. I was born in Yugoslavia. Have you ever heard about Yugoslavia? You know about Yugoslavia. So I used to be Yugoslavian. But then in 1999, Yugoslavia was no more. And then I had to become Serbian. But Yugoslavia was a great, great country. And many nations lived together in Yugoslavia. And we really called each other brothers and sisters. And I'm really eternally grateful for the peaceful and carefree childhood that I was blessed with. I was also lucky enough to have parents who had a great plan for me. They just had a plan for my life. And when I was a little girl, they gave me a blueprint that when you follow it, your success and happiness are guaranteed. And the steps were really easy. All you had to do was be a good girl. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, go to school, get good grades, finish school, get a good job, get married, have kids, boom, you're successful. What else do you need in life? It's simple. But somehow, it wasn't that simple for me. And I must say I was a dreamer, and I was a romantic. And honestly, all I really cared about was music and love. I met my first love in high school. And right from the beginning, that was not a good relationship. We used to spend every single day together. But we spent most of the time arguing about the problems that we had. And for some reason, I believed that what we needed was to spend more time together so that we have time to resolve all of our problems. And I really got to believe that universe gives us everything that we ask for because we got married. And we got a baby, a son. And within less than 2 years, it was over. And there I was, 22 years old, with a baby, back living with my mum and dad. And parents being parents, well, they treat you like a 2-year-old, regardless of your age. So I was just told to do as I was told, because it was obvious I didn't know what I was doing. I made a huge mistake. I married the wrong guy, and I was divorced now. So you don't know what you're doing? You do as you're told. Otherwise, you'll make another mistake. So I spent 10 long years living with my mum and dad. And within those 10 years, I changed more jobs that I can even remember. So I was working for McDonald's. That was quite a good experience. I had my little business selling popcorn, which lasted for the summer, and then when the winter came, I just sold it. It was still cold. Then I was working as a waitress, good tips. I was making pizzas. And I also managed to become a singer. And that was supposed to be my dream come true. But somehow, more I was progressing in my singing career, more I was realizing that that wasn't the life I was dreaming about. I ended up surrounded by people who, one, wanted me to lie about my age, because I looked 17, so it was cooler for me to become a famous singer as a teenager. They wanted me to lie about my baby that I was proud of. They wanted me to dress in a certain way, put a lot of makeup, which I wasn't really keen on anyway. And all in all, I just felt, because at the time I wasn't strong enough to stand my ground and say, no, I want to be a singer, but I want to do it my way. I believed I had to conform, I had to do it as I was expected. And because I felt that I was living a lie, I gave up. I gave up on singing. I enrolled in an accountancy course, and I gradually stepped into the world of bookkeeping and finances. And that is pretty much one of my jobs even today. I also managed to move out from my parents after a long 10 years. And I started living my life independently. Like a grown-up. I was in my 30s. And I was really happy. I was really happy living on my own with my son, of course. But something was still missing. Then one day, all the way from England, I was in Belgrade, Serbia. In my life, walked Paul. And even though he was much older than me, and even though I was not interested in any romance, which I made it really clear, I told him, I don't have time for men. I have my life. I'm happy. I'm free. I'm independent. But more I was getting to know Paul, more I was realizing that Paul was the missing part in my life. And I realized that he was everything I ever wanted. So when he asked me to marry him, I knew that he was the man I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. And then something became really clear to me. I realized that it was family that I wanted. It was family that I needed. And I was really, really happy with my little family. I had Paul, that I was proud to call my old man, which I learned when I came to England. I also had Milan, who was already 15, so I was a mum of a teenager. Challenging. And then Paul and I got Eddie. He's here in the audience. And then everything crushed like a house of cards. And I was a single mom again. And I was back living with my parents. And I couldn't stop asking myself only one question. How the hell did I end up here again? How did I end up here again? Ralph Waldo Emerson said, life is a journey, not a destination. All of our lives, we wander this way, that way, looking for something to make us happy, or looking for someone to make us complete. What I learned in my life, and I'm still learning, Life gives us experiences that we need in order to become a person we were born to be. What we do with our experiences is entirely up to us. So when my second marriage ended, I honestly spent long time blaming, complaining, feeling like a victim, thinking, what have I done in my life to deserve this? But we can also take responsibility for our lives and embrace our destiny and learn from our mistakes. Life is a journey, but I do believe that there is a destination to this journey. And what I believe that our destination in life is discovering our true selves. All of my happy days and my days when I was sad, all of my tears and disappointments, all of my ups and downs and successes and failures brought me here today to stand in front of you and share my story. Because today I am a life coach and an NLP master practitioner. And today I know that my purpose is to teach and guide and inspire and motivate all of you to become the best version of yourself. In March this year, I did turn 50, but I didn't get older that day. It was just the first day of the rest of my life that has brought me closer to finding myself. Thank you.